boys and girls. It's that time again, story time. Say hello, bear. Hello. Hi. This is Mr. Bear, okay? And he's going to join me every time Granny reads a Bible story to you, okay? Okay. Let's do a thumbnail. And this is the book that Granny is going to read from the Beginner's Bible. So let's do a thumbnail. Yay. Bedtime stories. Okay. So, today I'm going to read to you the story of how the earth began, okay? It's called The Beginning. How are you boys and girls doing today? Are you doing okay? Did you have a good day or a bad day? If you had a good day, that's great. But if you had a bad day, you know what? You sleep after you hear Granny's story, you go to sleep. And when you wake up, it's gonna be a brand new sunny day, okay? And you make it good, you make it fun and exciting, okay? Oh, but before you listen to or watch Granny's story, are you ready for bed? Did you brush your teeth? Did you dental floss? Did you wash your face? Take a shower or wash your feet? Yeah, get ready for bed first, okay? And then change into your pajamas, grab your favorite stuffed animal, and then listen to Granny, okay? I'm gonna have to set Bear down because there's not enough room on this table. Right there, Bear, you can just lean on the table, you can fall asleep, okay? Go night-night. The beginning. In the beginning, the earth was empty. Darkness covered everything. But God was there, and He had a plan. See how dark everything was in the beginning? Nothing was there. Let there be light, He said. And suddenly, golden light shone all around. And God called it day. He called the darkness night. And with the light and the darkness, the first day passed. So the first day, it was dark, and then it was light. That was the first day. On the second day, God said, let there be a great space. So the space was formed deep and high. God called the space sky. So God made the sky. Was your sky cloudy today, or was it bright and sunny? Oh, the sun didn't come out yet. Was it? Did it look like this picture with clouds and blue? God made rivers and seas on the third day. He formed the mountains and deserts, the islands and beaches. He planted tall trees, swaying grasses, and flowers of every color. Look how beautiful everything is. The mountains, the trees, the plants. He made all that on the third day. When the fourth day came, God put lights in the sky. What do you think that is? Lights in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle. What? Little what? Stars. God put lights in the sky. The fiery sun for daytime. You know, in the daytime we see the big warm sun that makes us warm, right? That's light. And at night, God gives us night lights, those little sparkly stars, right? And the sparkling moon and dancing stars for the night. On the fifth day, God filled the water with fishes of all shapes and sizes. He made the birds to glide across the sky. So on the fifth day, God created the birds and all the fishies in the ocean. That was the fifth day. God made animals on the sixth day. Furry animals. Furry like Mr. Bear. Hello. Furry animals like Mr. Rabbit or Mrs. Rabbit. Those are furry animals, right? scaly animals. I don't have a scaly animal. Smooth, sleek animals. And on that day, God made man. After God made all these animals, he made man, like human beings like you, me, mommy, daddy, sister, brother, friends, human beings. He made human beings. Oh, he only made Adam on that day. And when he was finished, God saw that everything he had made was very, very good. And on the seventh day, God rested. You know how when you work so hard, when you play so hard, and you get very tired at night, we need to rest, right? That's why, even right now, before you have to go to bed, because you have to rest your body so you can get up early tomorrow morning and have a great day, right? And Adam was the man that God made. God made a man, and then named him, I'll name you Adam. You are Adam. He made Adam. And he had a very important job. He told Adam to name all the animals. So guess what Adam did? He said, you look like a bear. You're a bear. You look like a rabbit. You're called Rabbit. I'll name you Rabbit. And then, hippopotamus. Hippo. You look like a hippopotamus. I'll call you Hippopotamus. And he got another animal. You look like a piggy. I'll name you Piggy. And you look like a little sheep. I'll name you Sheep. Bah. And so Adam named all these animals, okay? And he named the slimy little creature and named it the frog. And do you see a dog there? We have many, many dogs living inside our homes today, right? But we don't really have a lot of frogs that we have as pets. There were many wonderful animals, but still, Adam was lonely. Adam had all these animal friends, but he was still lonely. He needed a human friend, don't you think? I'll let Mrs. Piggy or Mr. Piggy be right here. God said, it is not good for Adam to be alone. So God made a woman. And Adam named her Eve. He said, you look like an Eve. I'll name you Eve. And so Adam named Eve, okay? And Eve was just right to be Adam's special helper. There. So Adam had a helper. And he wasn't lonely anymore. Just like how you guys, when you play by yourselves, if let's say you're alone and you play by yourself, and you get so lonely sometimes, right? And then what happens if your friend comes over? You have a good time, right? That's how Adam felt. He was lonely until one day he got Eve and he wasn't lonely anymore. But in the Garden of Eden where they lived, it wasn't all just happy all the time. Something happened. A sad day happened. Now Adam and Eve lived in the beautiful Garden of Eden. Tasty fruit grew from many of its trees. God told Adam and Eve they could eat any fruit they wanted except one kind. He said, you must never eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So there was one fruit that God did not want Adam and Eve to eat. And look at all these other trees that they could eat from. Let's see what happens. One day, a snake came to Eve. It said, see how pretty the fruit is on the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It tastes good and it will make you wise. The snake told Eve that. And it also said, don't listen to God. Go ahead and try it. The snake was telling Eve to disobey God. Like how sometimes you have your friends or your other siblings, or in your mind you think, let's just disobey mommy or daddy. It's not a good idea, right? Because you'll see what happens. The fruit did look good. Eve looked at the fruit. It did look good. So Eve ate it. So she took the fruit and she ate it. Then she took it to Adam. Adam, here, have some. And he ate it too. Okay. They both disobeyed God. And even though they knew that God told them not to. So they both ate it. Bad idea. Bad idea. That evening, God walked through the garden. Adam and Eve tried to hide. God said, Adam, where are you? Adam said, I am hiding. I was afraid. Then God said, did you eat the fruit I told you not to eat? Adam said, Eve ate it first, and he blamed Eve. You know, like how you guys blame your siblings or your friends. He made me do it, and you blame each other, right? That's what Adam and Eve did. Adam told God, Eve made me do it. And Eve said, the snake made me do it. They just blamed each other. They just blamed somebody else. They didn't want to just take responsibility and say, I did it, I'm sorry. They didn't even say that. They tried to blame somebody else. That's not good. But God was not happy. Let me show you. They were so ashamed. Are you ashamed when you lie sometimes to your parents and tell them you didn't do something when you did? Well, Adam and Eve, they just made a big mistake and they just felt so ashamed. He told the snake, so God told the snake, because the snake started this all, right? He told the snake, you will have to crawl on your belly from now on. That means the snakes had legs before, but because he did something very horrible, God punished him and made his legs disappear. So you see the snakes crawling on their bellies, right? He said, you will crawl on your belly from now on. And he told Adam and Eve, you did not obey me. You will have to leave the Garden of Eden. So they got kicked out. They got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, which was so perfect. And it was a sad day when Adam and Eve left. God sent an angel to the garden, and the angel held a flaming sword, like a big sword with a fire on it. He flashed it back and forth, so no one could go back into the garden. So that's what happens when you disobey, especially when you disobey God, you know. That's why we always have to listen to the good voice, right? When you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, you have to listen to that good voice and not disobey, or not listen to the bad voices that tell you to do bad things, right? Bear, are you sleepy? You want to say good night? Okay, boys and girls. So go to sleep, get a good night's rest, and wake up tomorrow morning and have a beautiful morning, okay? Because God loves you. Granny loves you. And Mr. Bear loves you. Okay, kids. Until tomorrow. Bye. We'll bring you another story.